Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you somehow come across this video before watching part 1, please go back and watch part 1 so this video makes more sense. It's like you're just cutting me loose without a diagnosis. You did all these things and you still don't have a diagnosis. And I'm not blaming the doctors. It's science. If the tests are not showing anything conclusive, that's not their fault. That's what's ever going on with my body. So that's the truth. But the emotional side of things makes you think of it a lot different than that. So they needed to transfer my facility so I can learn how to do things myself again, like toileting and showering and eating, because that was another thing too. Like, I was still feeding myself. I was just having a really hard time lifting utensils to my mouth because the pain was so bad. So they sent me there. I spent 6 days in that rehab facility. Majority of the time was spent doing occupational and physical therapy because that is the point of you being there. Once I got over the emotional outbursts that I had, because I've never been hospitalized like this ever in my life. I'm being discharged without a diagnosis, being sent to a rehab facility, has never been in one, didn't know what I was going to experience. The other part of it is my family couldn't be here. We are states away, and a lot of them have health issues that prevent them from traveling, so FaceTime was our link. And I was going to this rehab facility essentially alone. Like, they couldn't come visit me, like, because they couldn't travel. The rehab facility was an hour away from my home, so any friends that I had in the area, it's a drive. So we thought, because one of the nurse practitioners from the rehab contacted me, my cousin, who I made my emergency contact and medical proxy in case anything was going to happen. So she was in the loop as well, and the nurse practitioner was like, we have a great facility, we do yada yada yada. Also, what's really great is our lead doctor specializes in cerebral palsy. So me and my family were like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. You're gonna like meet like a specialist that specializes in what you have. Like, this can be an amazing experience. So once I got over the emotional outburst that I had about going to rehab, I was like, okay, maybe this was meant to happen this way. So let's see what she's got to offer. We did the exercises, but nothing was changing. My pain wasn't changing. They were just medicating me. And the pain was increasing. The symptoms were changing. It got to a point where the pain would be so bad I started like going unconscious. One of the physical therapists told me that there is a possibility that if your nerves are being pressed or compressed in your neck, it can be pushing on the nerve, the optic nerve, and be causing vision loss. So all these symptoms, no diagnosis, and everyone was just giving their best guess. nurses can't officially diagnose, but when you've been in the hospital for like 9 days, another hospital setting for another 6, you kind of get to know the nursing staff. You have the ones that you like, the ones that you don't. So I got scared one night and I asked the nurse, and she's like, I can't diagnose you. I'm like, I know, but based on what you're looking at, what does this look like to you? She goes, it looks like the beginning signs of MS. And we talked some more. This particular nurse, her husband has MS, and so does her sister, and she cares for both of them. So that was always looming like a dark cloud. So it was 3 a.m. on the 6th day. My symptoms got worse. Like the frequency, the intensity, everything just got so bad. So I had to tell the doctor, like, that's like the rule. So I told the doctor. The doctor then tells me, we don't have the tools to diagnose what's wrong with you. So based on law, we can't keep you here. We have to transfer you to another hospital that has a neurology department. So we do that. That experience at that hospital was horrible from the start. From the time I got into their ER, the time I left, it was just bad. I'm gonna do a separate video on that, but they kept me there for 11 days, and they did one diagnostic test to check if I was having seizures, which I wasn't, which was great. They didn't do anything else. The head neurologist that was handling my care, I asked him multiple times throughout that 11 days, what are we going to do about my symptoms? What are we going to do about my spine? Like, because I had the medical records from the hospital, and I'm no doctor, but I was reading through the medical records, and there was stuff showing on the MRIs. So I was telling him, what are we going to do about the bulges in my spine, and what are we going to do about this? He literally told me to my face, nothing. I'm going to do nothing. So why am I here? At one point, he was doing rounds in the morning, and he came into my room. He's like, you came back? And I'm like, no. And he's like, no, you went home, and now you're back. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I've been admitted. I've been here. The hospital was a mess, needless to say. So they discharged me, and I'm still living with these symptoms, not knowing the cause. So the reason I'm doing these videos is, one, so I can have an outlet, and two, I don't know, maybe there's someone who's experiencing what I'm experiencing right now and has gotten to the end game and can possibly share their experience. So that's this part of the journey. Since it's now 4 months in, there's multiple parts of this journey. So if I put them all in one video, you'd be sitting here for like 5 hours. So I'm breaking them up. So if you want to find out what happens next, come back to my channel.